Today we celebrate the culmination of different struggles, both personal and communal, in a moment of true joy. We should look back with pride at the academic and intellectual progress we have made. We should take stock in the beautiful relationships that have formed in classrooms, in the dining commons, and in residence halls. 4 years at Westmont, 4 years spent cultivating a more holistic sense of self, have brought much to be appreciated, and that we truly do rejoice in today. No matter the sweetness of this moment, however, it is dangerous to look back on 4 years of college from a vantage point of pure accomplishment. My own time at Westmont has been filled with beautiful things worth remembering, but after sitting back to appreciate the turbulence of 4 years, after sitting back to see all that's happened here, I thought the most deeply about the least glamorous moments. I thought particularly about my second year, when my closest friends and I faced different crises of life and of identity, unsure of how to work through these on our own. Depression, anxiety, isolation, deaths in the family, and broken relationships were just some of the trials that we faced that year. I also thought back on weeks of emotional instability, months when I seemed to be collecting knowledge but failing to understand my own role, both as a student and as a person in this world. I had to pause this weekend and recognize that the deep pain had also been brought 4 years in tandem with joy. And yet, as I first mentioned, we're here to celebrate despite these difficulties. How do we develop a proper understanding of both pain and joy? Our class verse speaks directly to this relationship. It reads, "He has made everything beautiful in its time. He has also set eternity in the human heart. Yet no one can fathom what God has done from beginning to end." Commentary suggests that the author of Ecclesiastes isn't here merely offering a dose of empty hope, but rather addressing that the beautiful and painful moments of human life operate in relationship with each other. Just as a friendship grows deeper after one friend helps another overcome a trial, our lives can become fuller if we respond compassionately to the pain we see all around us. Our very life as Christians holds opposing ideas in tension. In order for this world to be made beautiful, for example, we must both embrace our own agency and God's ultimate sovereignty. As famously said by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., the moral arc of the universe is long, but it bends toward justice. This proclamation unifies two important truths, but one of these is typically emphasized at the expense of the other. King, a Christian motivated by a practical theology of redemption, beckons us to see that God is working toward wholeness in the world. Now, 50 years after his death, our memories have been forever engraved with images of his victories, reminders that the universe can indeed bend toward justice, despite deep opposition. But how often do we sit with the first half of his statement? The moral arc of the universe is, in fact, long. History would have us add that the moral arc of the universe isn't even linear. It is crooked, staggered, and messy. Ultimately, however, King's rhetoric is uplifting. Justice and peace often wait for us around even the darkest of corners. Not 2 weeks ago, I was listening to a lecture by Salim Munayer, a Christian who has spent decades of his life working for reconciliation between Israelis and Palestinians. Immediately following his talk, a student asked him what he most wanted a group of college students to hear. He responded, "When I was 29, I started my first organization, but it started slowly." Then he told us, "Don't complain or hesitate. Just start doing something." So, class of 2018, what can we do? Let us begin by thanking our families and all those who have supported us through the unstable months. Let us fondly remember the moments of friendship and of growth. And let us ultimately thank God for the countless opportunities and fundamental guidance he has given us. After all, the moral arc of the universe is painful and is long, but we remain steadfast in our hope that he makes all things beautiful in their time.